Burgundy Commentary. Comment Blue Commentary. Comment Burgundy Blue Commentary. Blue Commentary. Burgundy Commentary. Commentary.
Hey guys, I hope all is well with you and yours. I wanted to come back because I may have a guest coming in. I'm not sure. I'm gonna stand by to see if we may have a call in come in. I'm trying to navigate them from TikTok to YouTube. So we're gonna give her a couple of minutes to come in, and I also found the movie. So I'm gonna do. Oops, sorry guys, I'm trying to get everything lined up. I also want to make sure that we all know that we're not over here we're not hating on no one, we're not judging. We're discussing a popular topic. And I had some questions, and I would like to know, I hope to even get Tayshawn over here to hear what he has to say. His page is quite is popping, it's getting popular. But I have so many questions. One is going to be, I'm going to play you the Jerome situation. I'm going to let that play right now, where I feel like possibly this is not Legion's real page. Let's go ahead while we wait for the room to load. As you come in here, please hit the like button and please tell a friend.
Everybody out here this morning.
Boy.
Everybody, relationship guy, what's going on? Relationships are hard work, but you got. A friend of mine got some great news. He moving up, all the way up. Some people say closure ain't something they need, but it actually is something you need.
Women will literally always take it.
Everybody, relationship guy, what's going on? What's up, everybody?
Guys, y'all hear me out right quick. What if this is not really Legion page? What if this is fabricated? This is the only thing that made me think that. Even when he pointed out the comments, when he points out a comment, it's usually followed up with a video that doesn't even mention Reesa or the situation or nothing like that. Nothing in his videos reference current events. And his face changes from having that inflamed look to not having it. You know, the rash on his face. The seasons are changing, the outfits. It's kind of weird. Like, what if someone just compiled, old videos and made it work for this TikTok? I don't know. I'm not trying to be a conspiracy theory person, but I was like, wait a minute. Why doesn't he reference anything? Even when he talked about Netflix, he was like, I've been filming for 16 days. Now, we know Reesa's story wasn't even out for 16 days, but I was just wondering if he was on set. They are in Atlanta as a crew member or a PA or something, and just mention that. I don't know. It seems like he doesn't reference current events unless it's on a photo, never in a video. Let me know your thoughts. As always, take care of yourself and each other. Bye. Hey guys, I'm gonna let the room load a little more while we wait on our special guest. I don't have a big channel, so I'm not sure if she will come on. Hopefully she does, because I would love to know her perspective on everything, because it was so loud in the live I was in yesterday when she was trying to explain it. We couldn't really get the grasp out of it, but she kind of held her own no matter the disrespect that came her way, because honey, I would have hung up. But let me tell you what we're talking about today while I do our hashtags, and make sure you share this with your fellow people so they can come on over to Burgundy Blue Commentary where we could talk about this situation with Miss Reesa Teesa. So when we started off with our guy Tyshawn. So first of all, Reesa Teesa does her story time, 50 parts, right? She does her story time, it's 50 parts. She slips up and mentions the wife name in the obituary. Her name is Latoya. I have a question because Latoya really doesn't go by Latoya, so nobody probably would have pointed out who Latoya was from what we see. Okay, now number two, let's just do number two. Not like that, but you know what I mean. Number two, Latoya comes forward. I'm gonna play that video. Um, and so now we know who she is. However, we only know who Latoya is because a TikToker by the name of Danni, she pops up and says, I revealed I know who Legion is. I'm giving you the short version. So she's like, we found Legion. She breaks it down, and then people are going in on Danni saying you shouldn't have, because at that point, Reesa Teesa was only 10 episodes in to the series, right? Then we see a screenshot where Reesa Teesa asked Danni to take it down, but Danni does not take it down. Okay. So Danni stance is she was not the first to reveal who Legion was. I did my research. I don't see who the first was because I think that Danni's is being popped up so fast. It went viral. So she said she's the first one to reveal Legion, that it went viral. You know what I mean? So that's why we know who she is. So she goes into that part. So now we know Legion real name is Jerome. So now Latoya comes out. But I just want to, now you guys on this channel, always tell me if I'm wrong. I do not mind. I am not above reproach. Latoya goes into her story time to tell us to leave her alone. She's healed. She's remarried. But she mentions Vivian. And we're all sitting here like, well, who the heck is Vivian? Because I went through all 50 parts and I don't recall Reesa Teesa mentioning Vivian. So in my eyes, and if I'm wrong, I would love to discuss it with Latoya, Tyshawn, Danni, everybody. If I'm wrong, let me know. But we never heard of a Vivian and Reesa Teesa story. So it's almost like Latoya outed the next person, whoever Vivian is. Is that the ex-wife? Who is it? You know what I mean? So it's like when you're telling your story, I believe it just comes out that way. I don't think she did it in malice or anything like that. Now, we were in a live the other day, and I've been in several lives, but Tyshawn, he comes out and he says, hey, my mother is the one that Reesa Teesa mentioned in the obituary. That's who my mother is. So now we're there, right? So he says, my mother is the one they mentioned in the obituary. Cool. But she doesn't want to come forward. She wants her privacy, all of that. All of a sudden, Tyshawn page blows up and we get a story time. But he's always in the dark. He's always looking a sort of kind of way. We only see his eyes. He doesn't really look kept, if you will, not judging. Let me tell you, we all go through hard times. Look, I'm one Cinnabon away, okay? So he goes in to tell us that he's homeless. He has nowhere to go. But my thing that keeps getting in my gut is that he goes so hard for his mother and protected his mother. He goes into the story time where he tells us how he fought Legion, how he got Legion, he went to jail because of Legion, how Legion tricked him with a car. But then he also tells us, man, you know, I can't keep talking because basically I'm on my wife's phone and she has a government phone. I'm homeless, my car won't start. And then so of course the public is coming in saying, hey, let's give you money so you can get on your feet, which I loved how the community came in for him. So he went through a story time with us where he showed he was able to get his baby girl and his wife a roof over their head for the night. He was able to get them a hot meal. He was able to get his own phone, and he was going to bring us more content. Now, to me, it's a win-win situation. It's like a blessing and a curse. Like, no, I'm sure y'all didn't want to dig up old Jerome, but here we are. Okay. So him and his mom went live the other day. This was last night. So I got in her live. I had some questions. I wanted to know, hey, what can we do? Because this Reesa Teesa story gonna die down. It's gonna be the next hot thing. What can we do to get Tayshawn, keep him on his feet? So he also takes us on a story time where he's going to the Navy office, but he's leaving the Navy office, let me tell you, and he's smoking the trees. I'm like, how are you leaving outside the Navy office, rolling up? Like, you're going to have to do a drop eventually. Not judging, do what you got to do, okay? It was a lot going on. Let me put this live on, and then we'll go down memory lane. Let me see if I can put it over here. Okay, I think I can do it, guys. Let's see. Let's go ahead and share my screen. And thanks for being here. We're going to try to jump in this live I was in.
My phone gonna die anyway.
All right. So yeah, in the next couple minutes, you can hear it again.
Oh no, I need this light, not light. He can't smoke that. Don't smoke that on my live, please.
I'm not, man.
No, I'm talking about him.
Well,
Listen, I ain't
yeah, I'm about to get on my live as soon as we get off this one. So if y'all want to migrate over there, that'd be more than pretty cool. Everybody coming to the cookout. Yeah, that's what I like to see. That's what I like to see. Yeah. You said Discord. How you gonna invite them to the Discord? You ain't even invite me to the Discord. You ain't told me nothing about no Discord. Mrs. J's, what's going on? Y'all wanna help me? Just support me. That's all you gotta do. Just support a nigga, that's it. What's going on, RT? What's going on, guys?
Hey, y'all.
Yeah.
I need y'all to share this live and tap that screen. Hey, Chrissy.
Whoa, I mean, no Burgundy, but we're gonna get it together.
Yes, yeah, we're going to get it together. It's going to take some time.
Okay, so if you guys didn't know, so thanks for being here, y'all. Hit the like and share. Let people know we're talking about Reesa Teesa today, and the fallout. So you guys, those that didn't know, I was in the chat asking him, like, okay, so now that you're with your mother, does that mean that we're all good? Like, does that mean that now you have a roof over your head? We see that mom is in there cooking. We see what's going on, but are we good now? They didn't answer that question, but they did answer. They did say, yeah. They said we're trying to get together. So that means that the mother is not. Sorry guys, I'm getting a call in now. Sorry guys, hold on. I'm sorry guys. Hopefully we can get. I have 2 people interested in possibly calling in. So anyway, I said, hey, does that mean that you're with your mother, that it's all good, that y'all are good to go? They said no. Then I asked, how can we get Tayshawn on his feet? Because to me, this is going to end really, really soon, right? And then on top of that, we'll sit up there, we'll hear Tayshaun say what he's going to do. Shout out to the guy. He expunged his record. I think his name is Big Dog on TikTok. He went and he said live that Tayshaun had something on his record that was preventing him from getting a job, and he had the record expunged. How good is that, right? So it's like, you're telling us you want a job, you're telling us this and that. Maybe not Puff on live. That's all I'm saying. If I'm being approved, y'all let me know. Because it's nothing wrong with it, but maybe not on live. Let's keep going.
Appreciate it, big dog.
Hey,
I'm glad I was able to, you know what I'm saying, show y'all love, because y'all show me plenty of it.
Girl, you scared the shit out of me, Chloe.
Okay, so I cut that one off. So we kept on talking in the live, and one of the questions I wanted to know was, it seems like him and his mother have a good relationship. Why couldn't he stay with his mother? Is it one of those things where it's just like, you're too old, go get your own place? Is it one of those things where he doesn't get along with the mother's new husband? Now, don't get me wrong, they don't have to tell me their business. Also, Miss Cream, who was Tayshaun's sister, she got into the live when Tayshaun first said, hey, you know, this is my mother's ex-husband, and said that Jerome used her, right? So, and she said it was a fact. Now, in the middle part, let's go ahead and play what Miss Lopez told us. She did not want us to bother her.
So, I'm going to address the elephant in the room, because it's been brought to my attention that my ex-husband is out here in these streets disturbing individuals, as he always has, and I have been brought into this. Let me first say, this chapter of my life is closed. I have moved on. It's been more than 10 years. I'm over it. I'm done. I'm good, okay? But after I say this, let's just leave it alone. I don't want to talk about this anymore. I'm not going to address it anymore because I have nothing to do with this. This is my past life. The book is closed, okay?
Okay. 5 seconds later, SpongeBob voice.
And you guys how I met him. So I was dating this other guy. And I wasn't thinking about Jerome because I didn't even know him. But I had just moved to Augusta. This is in 2009. I just moved to Augusta. So I was looking for a producer because I sing. So I was looking for a producer because I'm in a new place, whatever. And one of the guy's friends that I was dating said, oh, I got this producer. You know, and I'm like, oh, okay, get in contact with him and invite him over to my house. So that way I can talk to him, get his rates and things like that. Okay. So I ended up talking to him on the phone first. And then I was like, well, you can come over and we can talk logistics. Perfectly fine. So the guy that I was actually talking to, he was like, that, you know, that's cool, whatever. We'll all talk. So everybody in my house at the time were artists, so we were all talking to him or whatever. Well, he ended up started calling me, like out the, you know, to the side, started calling me off to the side. So of course, you know, I'm listening and I'm, you know, and the guy that I was dating, he was way younger than me, so I should have been dating him anyway. He wasn't a minor, but I was in my 30s and he was in his 20s, put it that way. Anyways, I shouldn't have been dating him because, you know, I'm older. I got kids. He ain't got no kids, whatever.
Girl, you can
Anyway.
as long as if they can buy you some wine.
Yeah, he was definitely legal. He was like 24, but I was I was like 30, 34, 35. So I was feeling like, you know, I'm 10 years older. So, you know, Jerome was, you know, calling me, acting like he could do this, that, and the other thing. So, you know, he's like, let me just take you out. So I did. And we went out and he talked and he fucking talked and he talked and he talked and he, you know, oh, I just want to show you the world and I want to give you, you know, all these things. So he didn't go into specific details right then. It was when we really started dating.
Okay. Then it was another, let me see. It was another 5 seconds later. Let's see if we can pull this up. where I was like, okay, you told us not to bother you. Let's see.
So,
oh,
I'm
sorry,
going to
guys.
address the elephant in the room
That's the wrong one.
because it's I'm going to address the elephant in the room because it's been brought to my attention that my ex-husband is out here in these streets disturbing individuals as he always.
Stop that. Okay. So finally, Reesa Teesa, she gets accepted to Paris. She gets a trip to Paris. She gets a BMW. She's getting flown out. She now has a manager. Audible is giving her a deal. 10 seconds later, Miss Latoya was like, I'm ready to tell my story. Miss Latoya was like, wait a minute. You said what? And then on top of that, the kids start a GoFundMe. Please get my mom her piece back. Now, this is the part that confused me when I heard them going off on Danni. It was certain questions that Danni was asking that I thought it would have been like okay to ask. She was like, okay, but isn't your mom right now? Because they were saying you took my mom piece away, you destroyed my mom life, you did that. And Danni was like, well, no, Reesa Teesa did. And they were like, no, you exposed Jerome, and our pictures was on Jerome's Facebook page. Which brings me back to the whole Jerome TikTok thing. And I'm not like a huge conspiracy theorist. I don't know if that's him. I don't know if we're being sucked into this whole web and it was just perfectly calculated, where now we have Jerome having this page that he has not like put a camera in his face and said on this page. We saw that first video, said with anything regarding Reesa Teesa that didn't look old. You know what I mean? It's just something about it that doesn't sit well with me. So now they have this $50,000 GoFundMe that was launched 6 days ago to help their mother get her piece back. And you can see that the community outpour is not going there. And I think it is because of the fact that we see Tayshaun is homeless. Like I'm trying to be delicate and not say the wrong thing, but it's like, no, we see Tayshaun is homeless. Why would we give the mother $50,000 for dating Jerome? No, that does not make sense. That does not make sense at all. Like it's like I am flabbergasted by that. Like, why would we give the mother $50,000 to protect her peace, and the babies, the grandbabies, everybody is homeless right now? Like, make it make sense. Does that make sense at all? I mean, I don't get it.
About this situation because honestly, you guys, I was shocked. My system was shocked. And then on top of that, I was afraid because, when I left him, I had to leave incognito, tie the pipe type of thing. That's why he was blocked on everything or whatever. So he couldn't find me. So now, these last couple of days I've been thinking about it. I'm like, I'm finna tell my story. I got to tell my story because I'm not afraid and I'm not going to be afraid because he can't touch me. So no. I just got to be, not fearful and, and just do what I need to do. But I came here to let you guys know. Tomorrow night at 8:00 p.m. Eastern, I will be doing it live with one of his first cousins. She will be coming on with me, and we will be talking about her cousin. You guys will learn more things about him that she knows, in depth. So you guys will learn a little bit more, and and then also because of the fact that she knows him a lot, more than I would, because that's his cousin. But her and I are still very close. We've been close for years, even after he left, and after I left him and he went to jail and all the rest of that stuff. Yeah, we're still close to this day. So she definitely wants to come on and say her piece about the situation. But other than that, you guys have a lovely, lovely Thursday. And I'm signing off for now. Don't forget TikTok Live tomorrow, Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern. Again, I'll talk to you guys later. I gotta read more.
That friend in the background is hilarious. So there we are. That's our cliff notes. Like, if we're sitting up here, why would we give the mother $50,000 to protect her peace when we see that Tayshawn is not kept well? Like I'm saying, clearly not judging Tayshawn, not judging him. We come on hard times. Your girl had her own bout with depression. I get it. You go through hard times. We could have one situation that put us in a setback at any moment. But we could tell that Tayshawn was out there bad. If anybody need to go fund me, it would go to him, not the mother who is saying that her peace is disturbed. Meanwhile, the daughter is telling us that she was traumatized, and the A word, by Jerome. So then again, what is going on if you're telling us about healing and protecting your peace and all of these good things? That's what you want to tell us. But are you starting with your kids? You know what I mean? Your kids are in dire need of some kind of therapy, some kind of help. Even when she went, I'm gonna be real now. Like I said, I don't know how delicate I can put it. Even when she went down talking about how she dated. Oh, we got our guests here. Hey, I'm gonna add you in. I'm gonna say this. Even when the mother went in to say how she was dating, it was weird then too. But you still outed Vivian. So give everybody else some grace. Okay, guys, I'm gonna bring out Danni H. She was the one that went viral with exposing Legion. She was the first one to go viral. I'm gonna let her explain, because she was trying to explain in that live how it came about that she wasn't the first one. So you guys, let's let her up. Let me hope I do this right. Hi, Danni.
Hey.
Thanks for joining. It's a small channel, so I appreciate your time. Thanks for joining us over here. I was in that live the other day, and you were trying to, I'm sorry, let me describe the live for everybody. It was a live on Tayshawn Lopes, who's the son of Latoya. And I was there, and Danni got in the chat, and she was asked to come up. She was asked, invited. So they let her in the square, however TikTok works. I don't know anything about it, but they let her in the square, and she was not able to even explain. I mean, it was all kind of witches with the B word, and they were talking about her son who's no longer with us, and it was just, and we're sorry about that, Danni. We were going through listening. I wanted to hear it from you and you to explain, and I also want to talk about this Vivian situation and seeing if you agree with this. So let's start with your story on how you exposed or how it came about where you were the first one to say we found Legion.
So I don't know where to start in it, but basically I had a video go viral about Reesa Teesa, and this was February 14th. I posted a video the first day she ever posted in her series, and I was kind of telling people, my followers, which was very small, it was only like 9,000 people, to, hey, go watch this video. There's this woman who's holding herself accountable. I like it. Go check it out. That video went viral. Didn't know it was going to go viral. I was just kind of talking to my people. Go check it out. If you haven't seen it, you're living under a rock. While that video went viral, simultaneously, I go live twice a day, 2 times a day at my community. So I had people reaching out to me because the video was viral in the comments about what was kind of going on and that they had found him. I also had people inboxing me on TikTok asking how could they get me screenshots because TikTok doesn't allow screenshots. I also had people emailing me from the email in my bio about what was going on, as well as going to my Instagram as well to send screenshots. I didn't know who he was yet. Like, I wasn't the person who put 2 and 2 together from Reese's videos and found this man just based on the information she gave. And I also didn't want the wrong person's information to go viral because that first video went viral and I didn't know it would. So I went and looked up the names that they were giving me on his Facebook. And when I looked up the names, I went down what I said, a rabbit hole, all the way back, I think, until either April of 2021 or April of 2020. And then I was like, okay, this is definitely this guy. So then I went back to the people that were doing all three of those things, confirmed it, and was like, then I posted the video saying we found Legion, because I thought it was, you know, it was a collective effort. I didn't want to take credit for it, because there were also other TikTok creators at the time on my timeline talking about who he was and how they found him. So that video kind of went viral too. And then I think the story just got the story kind of got away from me as far as everybody. She found him, she exposed him. It was her, like, as far as me being the first person and as far as me putting her in danger. And then it just, I don't know, it kind of spiraled from that point. I really couldn't keep track of everything that was kind of going on. I had creators telling their followers to get me to report my page, to find out who I was. I've had my address and location to where I live posted on the internet, my house, you know, people talking about my dead children. It just kind of went too far, and it was confusing at that point. And I tried to double down and like converse with people and talk to them or talk them through it, as well as Tae Jaz and the sister. Like, all of them inboxed me kind of trying to get me to have a chat or get them on for a chat, but I didn't do it because the story kind of got away and I didn't want to add to it. When I saw them, and also there were times where, like, just like the live you mentioned yesterday, where people are sharing me lives and they're like, oh, you know, go check this out. And I, you know, I'm not like famous or anything. If somebody DMs me, I see it. So I respond, you know, kind of like I responded back to you. So I'll go in like the chat yesterday and I'll be like, hey, you know, and then it just goes wild.
Yeah, it went crazy. I actually, because I'm gonna be 100% honest, on this channel, when I started 1 through 50 of Reesa Teesa's story. I went through it all. You came in the middle, like around chapter 10, and then I saw that you had said we found Legion. I did agree with everybody, like, oh man, like, we didn't want to. She was using that name, not using that name to expose him. I agree with that. I wanted to ask you a question, if you're comfortable answering it. If not, that's fine. Now, when Reesa, I saw a screenshot of Reesa asking you to take down the post about we found Legion. What made you not want to do that?
Initially, like, the live that I was on, where everybody was like, she said this, she said that. By that time, I really didn't believe that one person said it or didn't say it, because I didn't see it. The only thing I saw initially in the live was the comment that was pinned that said, do not threaten her, or something like that. So when everybody was like, Reesa said, I didn't see it. And with TikTok, when you go,
I think we lost her. Oh, there she is. Okay.
My phone's kind of, my phone is kind of heating up. So give me 1 second so I could take the case off so iPhone doesn't shut us down, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Okay, let's see. So basically, I didn't see that at first. By this time, it was like, Danni said this, Reesa said that, and then I didn't know who said it or why they said it. So I saw a screenshot being posted, like, she did say it. Okay. The choice I made not to take it down was because at the same time when this was happening, I had victim B, right? And I'll say victim, but I really, not in a negative way, but victim B or victim A, Reesa, right? And victim B through D or B through E supporting my decision to keep it up. At that time, I didn't, and now too, I didn't have like a hierarchy over, I really didn't have a hierarchy over who had rights over it. It wasn't like a Netflix story to me with like, with rights to ownership of this, right? So I was like, okay, I saw it. I believe that it should be exposed, as well as there were other people who experienced him as well being okay with it. I think people thought that I was supposed to have what I describe as like blind loyalty, like Teresa, but I was trying to say I don't know her or them, and I just report on stories that are going on TikTok. So that was my decision not to take it down. And that's why I didn't take it down. Now, since that, I have seen her, like, under my live, I have seen that screenshot. That maybe that's the one that you're talking about.
Yeah, I think it was like, now this is, so when you're saying victim B through D, those are other women or people that came forward in your inbox saying, hey, I dated him too, right?
They talked about his alleged health issues, backup and confirmation from those issues. They talked about dating him. They sent screenshots of him being on a dating app under another name, even in my comments. And I just thought, okay, you know, all of these women are talking about one person. In my opinion, A or B or C, they're not good or bad or one over the other. This was before Tayshaun or his mom or Latoya, because I watched parts 1 through 37 of Reesa. So this was before it came out. I know that when I was watching it, she mentioned Latoya. And she said the name. So this was before Latoya came or the two children of Latoya came about.
Okay. Yeah, because this was my thought. Do you think that any of the people, or were they too scared to come forward, that the ones that inboxed you, would they come forward and say, you know what, I did inbox Danny, I told her go ahead and expose him, but I didn't want my identity to be exposed, or are they too scared?
You know what? At the beginning, there were, like, I believe 2 women, because I had a man come forward, one man come forward too, not in sexual capacity, but one man come forward from his past. At first, there were 2 women who were like, okay, whatever. They were going to post about it, but it wasn't going viral. So that was that. Like, I guess people, you know, I don't know. To this day, I don't even know how mine went viral, but I guess they weren't getting views on it, so they reached out to me. The backtracking for those women was based on his alleged health issues. So it was like, okay, now that is out and going viral, I don't want people to think that is something that is associated with me. So so they backtracked on it. Again, this stuff was like in real time developing, right? So it was like, it was all happening at a rapid pace.
I agree. Now in the live, and I'm not going to hold you too long. And I thank you for joining us in the live. This is what made me reach out to you. I heard Miss Cream's story. I was in Tayshaun live before you got in there. I heard that she said that allegedly that that Legion did some horrible things to her when he was in the household. And then allegedly, Tayshaun was talking about he took him to the car shop to go look for a car, just lying to him. They got into a fight. They went to jail. My thing that you kept saying was, that kind of stuck with me was, isn't your mom on live right now telling her story? And they would not answer that question. And I noticed it was a GoFundMe. I'm going to put it on the screen right quick. It was a GoFundMe to raise $50,000 for their mother to get her peace back. And I went back to this thing like, wait a minute. We need to help Tayshaun. He's homeless. It looks like his health may be allegedly, you know, he's not, I don't mean that he's unhealthy. I just mean that he doesn't have a place to wash up, a roof over his head. He doesn't have anything. And we're raising $50,000 for peace. Not to say peace is not important, but she has a radio show and she's going on with her life. We need to help Tayshaun. So they were going to bat for the mother. Like, my mother, you hurt my mother. Danny, it's your fault. You exposed the Facebook page. And you like, but all I said was, I didn't know you were on the Facebook page, right? So my thought is this. What do you think?
I didn't know either. I think because so many, like Miss Kareem, she was saying, like, I have screenshots and I have receipts, and I was trying to express I don't have those, and I am not aware of everything that's going on at one time. I think even when Reesa went live, they were like, she went live, and I was like, I wasn't even in her live. So it's like, I think when people are aware, they assume you're aware. I think I have an opinion because I am a parent that me being held accountable, and again, Reesa said Latoya's name.
Right.
So even if she didn't say, because I never, honestly, I had people DMing me BS. I had them DMing me messy stuff and lies, and I discerned which one. When they DM'd me about his health issue, I was like, I'm not going to talk about that. Because my focus was more on the awareness of like this big giant 6'4" boogeyman who ruins women's lives, right? So that was, I was okay with exposing. I even got information about Latoya, and I was like, I'm not gonna post. You know what I mean? That has nothing to do with this. This is more about protecting women. I can't be held responsible for her parenting. I mean, if her child is in a position where they're angry or upset or homeless, I think as a mother, that, you know what I mean? Like, that is your responsibility. I can't compute that.
I was so confused. I was in the live last night with Tae Jaz and his mom, and they were having a barbecue with the whole family. So I was really happy. So I said, does this mean that you're good? Like you're gonna have a roof over your head? Because they went, I think in my heart, like I said, they went to bat for their mother so hard. Why wouldn't he? But now I'm confused on, they responded to that one question. They said, well, no, that doesn't mean we have a roof over our head, but we're working on it. But I don't get it. So my point is, if just like Latoya rolled off of Reesa's tongue, which I don't even think Latoya goes by Latoya anymore. So it could have just been hidden, but then Tae Jaz came out, and in reality, Tae Jaz
came out and said that he even DM'd me and said, that's my mother.
Yes.
So it was like,
no, go ahead. I'm sorry.
It was just kind of like, you guys are making people aware of you and your mother, and your mother's safety is at the same time. If your mother's safety is number one, right? Obviously that's your mother. You love her. If her safety is number one and it's critical, telling me who you are and that's your mother doesn't make her safe.
Exactly.
So that was the confusing part for me. Even for Reesa, to be honest, that was the confusing part. When she was, saying, because a couple people tagged me in like a clip, and there was a clip saying, creator or something, she's okay with it. She just wanted to have her ducks in a row. I didn't make the assumption that her ducks weren't in a row because she posted about it. So in my mind, if there's a stalker situation going on or you're in danger, I didn't think that, because like I said, I watched parts 31 through 37 where she said she got down eye level and said, I will beat you like the bitchur. So she seemed like she was okay and she had it. So that I don't know Cream or Nori, Latoya or Tae Jaz, and I don't know what their angle is.
Okay.
I think if he is homeless, he should, if he is homeless, maybe he can go stay with his mother. You know what I mean? Like, is his mother homeless? Is his sister homeless? I don't know what's happening. I really don't.
Yeah, and we're so confused by that because, like I said, we're over here, we're not judging. We're all one situation away. A decision can change your life. So I'm not judging Tae Jaz, but I know he was very happy to finally get the hotel room, to get a phone, to be able to take his family out to a hot meal. And I sort of am with you on that part, because Reesa, in her story time, she wore a Scully that had the last name McCoy on it.
And I want to say, I didn't even see that. I had people messaging me like she wanted him to be found. She was kind of leaving breadcrumbs so people could find him. She wore the hat. I didn't see that when I initially watched it. I got tagged in like a snippet from it. I was like, oh shit, okay.
Yeah. It had her last name. It had, that she worked for the patrol unit. It was just a lot going on, because once you see those
I think even that, right? Like, you say Latoya, you said you changed her last name. His name was McCoy. Somebody just has to do. And you also said the town and county that these women got married in.
Yes. Yep.
So
it's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah. So I think if anybody wanted to, and I will say, Reesa told us how she found the first wife, right? She told us how she did her detective work and went to I guess the clerk's office or whatever, and I don't remember in detail. She kind of went down to the clerk's office, went and found the divorce papers, found the woman's name and number on the divorce papers, and called her. So she just kind of told people how to find him if they wanted to find him or her.
That is true. And I have one more question. I promised I won't hold you too long. Because I'm infatuated with the kids, and my question was, when I saw Tayshawn, I said, well, what kind of content will you be bringing forward? Because this Reesa Teesa story gonna fizzle out, and then also people will start to drop out, not follow. Reesa just mentioned she got demonetized for 30 days from the creator fund because of violations, which I don't even understand what the violations were to get her demonetized. Yeah, she's suspended for 30 days from the creator fund. So she mentioned she's not quitting her day job just yet. But she also told us that she did not make nearly as much. I think the lowest estimate was 80,000. She said she didn't make anything close to that. My question is, do you feel like it's a blessing in disguise for the kids and they maybe don't see it?
Is it you know what? I think everything is a blessing. Sorry, I'm in my car before I go into this facial place. But me personally, the content I offer, I think everything is a blessing in disguise. And I think there's a seed of opportunity in every problem. But if you're approaching it from the she got hers, I want to get mine aspect, right? Then maybe not, because I think if you focus in lack is going to come to you. He has a really good opportunity to talk about his perspective as a child of a woman who was in a physically abusive relationship and how that affected him, and signs, and maybe he could talk about healing for other men, right? Women talk about it, but maybe he could be the male's perspective and voice for, my mother went through this. This is how it affected me. This is what I'm going to do differently. I think there's a seed and opportunity for all of this. But if it's like, my mom needs money for her peace, I don't know how that's helpful. And also just the anger too, just the anger that is coming from, not him, because on there I did hear him. If you were on the live when I was on her, he had requested several times, let her talk. The sister was extremely angry, and I could see the anger and hurt in her, and I feel like it was displaced anger, but I can tell she's hurting and she's upset, and I feel empathetic towards that because I can see it, and I don't like to see any woman, especially Black, in that much pain. But I think it is an opportunity. I think it is for the mother too, but I don't know. I can't tell you which way they're approaching it. I don't love the way I've seen, but collectively, even when I got on, she was like angry, yelling, screaming, and was like, take her down. And I think they could have used that as an opportunity for understanding, because even with my platform, I would have had them on mine if they wanted to process their emotions. That's what I do, emotional processing. If they wanted to process their emotions, I would have had them on mine. But I think they're still in a place of like being, for lack of a better word, satisfied with the anger and satisfied with the outcome. I don't think they're in a space of, I want to move past this.
Last question for you, Danni. How are you dealing with all the negativity coming at you because you did release the Jerome information? Quick, I have a double-sided question. Have you been following his TikTok? Do you believe it's him? Because
no, I have not been following.
I don't think it's him. Okay, go ahead.
I had several people come on my live with the name like Jerome and this and that. And it wasn't him, so I have not been following it. I have not. So I don't know. I've seen, when it was like crazy there, you scroll and you see it. I seen myself in lives too. So I just was off of TikTok for a second. And like I have seen like a surviving Danni live, and I was like, I don't know what's going on. So I haven't kept up with him, me, or Reesa lately.
So how are you processing it? Like with I mean, I know everybody has been in groups talking about you. How are you processing the situation?
By being present, I believe that, like, honestly, just my journey, when I talk about pain into purpose, I really believe that those things are for you, and your ability to get through them really says more about your character. I do not take it in. I wake up every day and I listen to I am affirmations. I listen, if I'm not working too late, I listen to HZ frequency meditations, and I also go live and I talk to other people. There is also, on the other side of that, support in my DM saying being kind and being nice, as well as, like, so it's just really not getting to me. I'm making sure I'm present and focused on my actual life, and less of like the hateful comments on TikTok. The only reason I addressed them because they were talking about my son. I'm like, okay,
Yeah,
relax.
that's beyond. Have you talked with Reesa at all?
I actually reached out to her. I've never been in her lives, but she came into my lives twice, and I invited her up to chat. She didn't. She was in there. My mod said for like 2 seconds. The next day she came in. The only thing I said to her via digital screen was, "Hey, your people are threatening me and talking about my son." And she commented and said, "Do not threaten her," or something to that. Aside from that, I reached out to her via DM, and I sent her a lengthy message, including an apology too. She's never responded or said anything to me in the DM, but I did send it.
Okay. Well, thank you for taking this time. Like I said, I was listening to you in that live, and I said, I don't know how she stayed in this live that long. I would have been gone.
That's what everybody was saying. I'm used to being, with emotional processing, I'm used to anger being here, but me taking like an observer role and not taking offense to it. But she was extremely angry. I was like, okay, you guys shared the live to me, and you requested me to come up, and now you're yelling and cursing me out. So I didn't know what to do, but I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go.
Oh, Danny, one more question. Did you feel when you revealed Legion to the world like you were the first to go viral? Like, even though you took that opportunity because you were trying to just share the information, do you feel like it was a part of the being first culture? Like, you thought you were going to go viral for that moment, and you wanted, like,
No, girl, I did not. I did not. I know it makes for a great story, but I had no damn idea that was going to happen. Or I'm not as grafted, or I'm not as put together as people are making it out. I just was like, I just posted. I don't know if you posted TikTok, but when you post a TikTok, it goes left or it goes right. I did not think I would be the first, and I had even when I said we, you know what I mean? I thought I was kind of contributing to the collective conversation, not creating it and starting it, if that makes sense.
It makes perfect sense. Thanks for joining us. And do you want to tell everybody where they can find you? I appreciate you coming to our small channel, because I was so confused. I said, let me just see if she'll explain, because you didn't have a chance to.
Yeah, my channel is small too. So small channels, we still love small channels. But as far as what, like my TikTok handle, is that what you mean?
Well, we're over on YouTube, so if you have a YouTube channel and a TikTok, okay, give us our TikTok. We'll take that.
TikTok is Danni H _19 or Danni H19, one of those. I think it's pictures.
Thanks, Danny. Yeah. You be careful. We appreciate you.
No problem. Good luck to your channel, okay?
Thanks. Take care. Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, guys. So that was just a quick interview. I wanted to hear Danny's perspective, because I did want to see what did she think? Like, why didn't she take it down when Reesa Teesa asked? What did she think about the kids? I really wanted to know that perspective, because I felt like she had something to say in that live, and they asked her to come forward, but she really couldn't get it through. So you guys, hopefully we'll hear from Tae Jaz and Miss Cream, because I would like to know more on the relationship with their mother. Not that they have to tell us their business, but it's like, it's out there. So maybe the healing process can start, like Miss Nzuri says, she's all about healing. Maybe it could start with the kids. You know what I mean? Because it seems like my heart goes out to Tae Jaz. It really does. When I saw him in that condition, it looked like he sort of didn't even want to open his mouth. You know, it looks like, and I've been there, y'all. Y'all know my dental journey. If you didn't know it, scroll it past. I have I think we always say it's hereditary, but we have a situation with our teeth and our gums in my biological family. So I had to get my teeth done. I had two sets of braces, much like it looked like Tayshawn had. Tayshawn looks like he posted a picture of him and Jerome from like 2014, I think. It looked like he got the same braces in 2024, allegedly. And he's only 28 years old, so that's like 10 years ago. And I'm like, man, we need to help him. And I'm not trying to be mean about it, but I'm not really for giving the mother $50,000 to get her piece back. I'm more for, let's get the children together. Let's help the children because they're having a hard time. You know what I mean? So as always, y'all let me know your thoughts. I found this very, very interesting. I felt like it is a situation where it's like, okay, Reesa Teesa, I feel a lot of people feel like this. Reesa Teesa took this moment. It was her moment. She went viral. Now she has all these opportunities. But at the end of the day, all that you really did was date a jerk like the men. But instead of dating, this man found a way to find several women, not only to date him, but to let them move into his house, their house, let them marry them. He found several women that allowed this man to lie and marry them and manipulate them, and they all went through the hurt and the pain. I'm not saying they don't deserve compensation. I'm not saying anything like that, but I do know that Tayshawn's story, it really, 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 really touches my heart because I would love to know what led this young man that seems like he's very bright to this situation. All right, you guys. So we heard from Danni H. I'm gonna post this video. Let me know your thoughts. Let Danni know your thoughts in the comments below. How do you feel about that? Should she have taken it down when Reesa Teesa asked her? Like, what's your thoughts? All right, as always, make sure you take care of yourself and each other. Bye.
Commentary blue, commentary, burgundy, commentary, comment blue, commentary, comment burgundy blue, commentary blue.